Well, hello everyone, it's Mindy, and it's that time of the week for a little whip and chat. And I'm going to work on my painting here. I have made some progress. I'm not quite halfway. I would not say I'm halfway. I don't know, a third, maybe a third. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I have made progress. And I got a few days left. I'm trying to get across this little row here. I turned my release papers. Okay, so if you do your release papers like landscape, horizontal, they don't come up as high. Like, see, look, there's this much more, right? If you go this way. So I went this way. Of course, then you lose some width, but anyhow, I did them this way this time. It actually covers more area because I had to use an extra release paper over here. So it covers like an extra release paper. Did you follow along with that? Anyhow, what I'm saying is this row, I put more drills down than the last rows. So these sections, not the sections aren't taking longer, but the row is taking longer. Did anybody follow that? Did that make any sense at all? I hope that made some sort of sense. I don't know. But we're cruising along. That's what I know. Cruising along. I try to work on it every day. It doesn't always work. I've got a lot of things to do outside. It is fall. So I have been outside a lot, taking advantage of the nicer weather while it's still nice, and trying to get things done. My nose might run in this video because I've been outside. And I mean, okay, it's in the 50s. It's mid 50s, which is nice. Seems nice. But I'll tell you something. 50s in the fall and 50s in the spring, they are two different things. Totally two different things. In the spring, the 50s hit for the first time and you're like, yeah, let's roll the windows down in the car and drive around and turn the radio up and, it's 50, because it's been so cold that 50 seems like a heat wave, right? 50 in the fall, it's like, okay, I need my coat, I need a hat, the wind's blowing, it's chilly, it's cold. I mean, it's not cold, but the wind will get you. The wind is the problem. It just kind of cuts through you. It's definitely different. I'm just saying, it's definitely different. 50 in the spring, 50 in the fall. Different story. I want to put on my jacket. I want to go have a bonfire, or I just want to stay inside, which I can't because I have too many things to do outdoors. Before the snow flies, there's things that have to be done outside. And that's what I've been doing. As you know, Dale has been working on the tulip fortress, and I have yet to plant a tulip. It is done. It's done. But I have not been able to plant one tulip yet because what took priority was the dahlias. I got the dahlias dug up. I had to let them dry a little bit. I had to wash them. So I was out there one day in the 50-degree weather, 54, 55, washing dahlias, getting wet. I was cold, okay? It got cold, for sure. But I got them washed off, rinsed off. You got to get the dirt off them. And then I had to let them dry, right? And then you gotta separate them. You gotta cut them apart. And I'm not an expert at that by any means. I am not an expert. So I did the best I could do. Dahlias are interesting. You have to, they're tubers, right? And oftentimes they dangle down like fingers, like this, like fingers. And some of the bunches did. I got some really nice bunches of tubers. Some of them dangled like little fingers, like this, off the main tuber that they shoot it off from. But then other bunches were just like potatoes, like round potatoes all clumped together in little clumpy balls. And I was like, okay, I know how to separate the long ones, but the ones that were all in clumps, I don't know, they were much more difficult. Each little tuber has to have three things. It has to have the tuber part, the plump part. It can be fat, it can be long and skinny, but it's got to be, that's the meat. That's the food. And then it has to have a neck. And the neck is supposed to be longer. It doesn't have to be long. But then it has to have what they call an eye, or a good place where it shot off from the main tuber, I guess, because that's where it's going to grow from. I don't know. It's all very technical, really. And like I said, I'm not a pro at it by any means. So I'm out there. I'm just trying to cut them apart, and I'm trying to do the best I can. You know, I don't know if I got them all correct. I don't know if they'll all grow next year. They probably won't. But I did the best I could. And then you have to store them away. So, last year I didn't have very many tubers. So I opted to wrap them in saran wrap and put them in the refrigerator. Okay. This year I have an entire Rubbermaid tote, almost full. Yeah, I have that many. So I decided to do the tote and peat moss. Peat moss. So you put layers of peat moss, you separate them. The tubers aren't supposed to touch each other. They don't want to touch over the winter, and they need to stay dry, but they do need to have a little bit of moisture, but not super moist. I think that was the problem in the refrigerator last year, is that they were too moist, and some of them just couldn't handle that extra moisture, and so they got soft and moldy, right? So we're trying something different this year. But did I have peat moss? No, I didn't. So here I am. I'm like, okay, Walmart. Will Walmart have peat moss? I went outside to the garden area, which doesn't have much in it right now, except, mums pretty much. And I'm looking around, no peat moss. There was a lady there, and she's like, "You looking for something?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm looking for peat moss." She goes, "Oh," she says, "Yeah, right now it would be inside if they have it. I don't know if they still have it year round or if they clearanced everything out." So I go in and I find like house plant potting soil, and they had peat moss. Little bags of it for $6 and something a bag, which was a lot more than I would have paid if I had gotten like a great big, bundle, big old bale of it, Anyhow, I got what I got. So that's what I've been doing this afternoon. Splitting my tubers apart and putting them in the tote with the peat moss. It's done. It is done. Question now is where I store them. Right now they're out in the shop, which is fine. They're in the shop. You put the lid on them and everything. You seal them up. I got my labels inside and stuff like that, so I know what's what. But where do I keep them over winter? Ideally, temperature would be between 40 and 50 degrees. Now, the shop is probably going to be too cold, right? It's probably going to get too cold out there. It's not going to stay 40 degrees out in the shop. Inside, in the basement, probably going to be too warm. So I don't know. I don't know where they're going. I watched a video today of this guy, and he had just hundreds and hundreds of dahlia tubers he was digging up and washing and cleaning and storing and all that stuff. It was a really good video to watch. And he got his all done, and he said now the last thing was to take them to the root cellar. I'm like, I don't have a root cellar. I don't have a root cellar. How cold would it be in a root cellar? What I want to do, I think, and this makes sense, is to I'm not worried about them in the shop right now. Okay? Definitely not worried about them in the shop. But what I want to know is, how cold does the shop get? I want a thermometer out there so I can see how cold the shop gets. If it doesn't get super cold, like, is it going to get below 30? I mean, that's where we don't want it to be, is below 30. If it gets below 30 in the winter consistently, then that's too cold, right? That won't work. Can't do that. So, I don't know. We're going to have to do some experimenting with temperature. Like I said, right now they're fine. They're fine out there. It is not that cold out there, so they're just fine. Even when it gets down to 30 at night here, they're still inside, so they're still, a little warmer than 30 for sure. They've been out there for 2 or 3 days, and it has been getting very cold at night. We've definitely had frost several nights, and the temperatures they're getting down there, you guys. I mean, you can tell winter is approaching for sure. Winter is definitely approaching. It's getting there. So there's that. Tomorrow, I don't have any recording to do. Today, I got up today. Dale took off. What did he take off to do? What did he do this morning he went someplace to pick up 12-foot long pallets because he's ready to, not this year, I don't think, probably in the spring though, redo the vegetable garden, because that was the first garden that went in, and those pallets are really, they're showing their wear for sure. And so he got these 12-foot long pallets, and he wants to redo the vegetable garden. I totally get it. So he went to pick those up, and I took a shower and some other things while he was gone. Then he comes home and he's like, "What's for lunch?" I'm like, "I don't know." And I was telling him, I have to go to Walmart. I have to get peat moss. I had something I had to return to Walmart. I thought we were going to head to town and go to Walmart. No. I start bringing my return and all that stuff to get in the truck. And he's like, "We're not going to Walmart." And I'm like, "Well, where are we going then?" He's like, "Well, we're just going up to town up here. We're just going up to McDonald's, get something to eat." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, let me put my return in my car. And I guess I'll do that after we eat lunch." So we did. We ate lunch, came back, and I headed to Walmart, found my peat moss. He took off to go stain the handrails over at the home. He started calling it something the other day. What did he call it? It wasn't assisted living. It wasn't ALF. Was assisted living facility, ALF. Some initials he was calling it, and I'm like, "What? Where are you going?" And then he explained. I'm like, oh, okay. It was like an acronym for the home. And I was like, okay, all right. So he's been over there staining the handrails, and I have been playing with the dahlias. And then I also cleaned up. I cleaned up my zinnias because I just threw them over the fence and they had to get out to the compost pile. So I cleaned up that. Took some stuff out to the greenhouse that needed to go to the greenhouse. Cleaned up inside the greenhouse a little bit, organized a little bit. It's been, it's been used, and, things have been kind of tossed here and there and willy-nilly. So I spent some time kind of organizing out there, cleaning up a little bit. I did notice he put the windows back in the doors instead of the screens. So it's got windows in it again. How warm would the greenhouse stay in the wintertime? How warm would the greenhouse stay? I don't know. Would it be too warm? Would it still get too warm in the winter? I have to just do some temperature control stuff. That's what I need to do. I need to just take some temperatures over time and see, what the temperature gets in this place, what the temperature gets to be in this place, what happens as it gets colder, yada, yada, yada. All right. So there's that. Anyhow, hopefully tomorrow I can get all the tulips planted. Cross my fingers. I hope. Thursday's going to rain, apparently. I mean, that's what Dale keeps saying. I mean, there's like a 24% chance of rain or something like that. But the other thing that needs to be done is all of the pots, all of the containers, all of the flower beds. Everything needs to be like cleaned up, cut down. You know, we always do a fall cleanup. Well, Dale just keeps going, finding other things to do, and he normally helps me do all that. I'm doing what I can do, but, you know, it certainly gets done a lot faster when there's two of us. Right now, he's off at my cousin's house. Oh my goodness, because my cousin's husband, I don't know, he keeps bugging Dale about this truck. He's got this old truck up on a lift in his garage, and he needs to get it down, and he needs to do X, Y, and Z to it, and I don't know what all that's about, but he's going over there now. So he's done at the home. He's going over there to see what, you know, my cousin's husband needs with this truck, and he said, I'll see you in a little bit. I'm like, okay. I told him, I said, tomorrow is tulip planting day. I said, you don't have anything else to do. That's awesome. You can help. He was like, okay. How many tulips we got to plant? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. Just like he asked me how many tubers I got from the dahlias. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't count them. Was I supposed to count them? I didn't count them. The only reason that I feel you would need to count them, like the guy that I watched this morning, he sells them. Okay, so he has like a yard, like a normal person's yard. Picture that. And that is where he grows his dahlias. So he's got like a backyard or a front yard. I think he grows them in his front yard. And he's just got rows and rows and patches of dahlias. And then he sells the tubers. So he's got multiple varieties and he sells the tubers. And, you know, that's how he earns some money. Makes total sense. He needs to keep track of his inventory. He needs to know how many he has for replanting the next year, how many he has available that he could sell. I get it that he needs to keep track of that stuff. I don't. They're just mine. I just plant what I have. I just go plant what I have. And they multiplied. They multiplied like crazy this year, you guys. So I got a bunch. But after we get the tulips, we're going to have to work on some flower beds and cutting down the iris and, you know, things like that. Pulling out the dead plants. That's always nice to do. I mean, it doesn't have to be done, but it's nice to have it all cleaned up, you know, for winter. And then spring, when spring comes, it's just like, it's one of those things you don't really have to worry about right away. It's like, everything's looking good and things can start, you know, popping up and growing. And it's just nice to have it done before spring. Do it in the fall. A fall cleanup is nice to do. So we'll see if we get to that. We'll see if we get to it, you know. If I can keep him home to help, it will get done. If I can't, then I'll probably get the pots emptied out, the containers emptied out. Gosh, I don't know. That would be my priority. Get the pots emptied. Get the stuff that needs to go in. Get it in. You know, stuff like that. See, there is stuff to do, people. There's always stuff to do around here. That's why I don't, there's times in the year when I don't get a lot of like my crafting stuff done because there is other stuff to be done outside. Spring, that's a big time. You know, planting and getting things freshened up for the spring, ready to go. Fall, we got plenty of things to do in the fall. There are definitely jobs and chores to be done. Winter, I got all winter to just sit around, you know? So winter will be my time to work on projects, make sweaters, and, you know, all the good stuff. I really have some sweaters I want to make, too. I've got some sweaters on my list. I got a blanket I'm working on right now. I got the crochet test blanket done, and I immediately started working on a crochet along by Shippagees. You know them people. No, nobody knows how to say that right. I mean, I don't. So, and I'm behind. But I've made some progress. Each week, oh my gosh, each week I feel there is just so much. The pattern, there's so much to do every week. First week I was good. First week, it seemed easy. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I got that section done. I'm good. Week 2, and I'm like, nope, I am way far behind. I'm already behind. Week 2, I am behind. Nope. I'm still on week 2. And tomorrow, week 4 comes out. No, that's wrong. No, that is wrong. On the second week, they put out week 2 and 3. I hope week 3 is just a short, simple little thing, because then they put out week 4, or part 4, I guess. They put out 2 parts. Oh my goodness. I'm just way behind. So, I don't know. I'll just plug along. You don't have to have it done. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have it done in any specific time. And it's not disappearing. You can always go. I just watch the designer. I just watch her videos. I mean, I can get the pattern if I want the pattern. I could print the pattern if I wanted to, but I just go watch her video. And it's like, I'll watch the video 4 times because there were 4 petals, 4 parts, and I just watched it 4 times instead of like trying to look at the pattern. I find her directions are easy to follow, and then you can see what she's doing as well, right? If you don't necessarily understand what she said, you can look like, put your stitch. We're going to go into this first stitch right here. And you look, okay, that's where she's at. Okay. I mean, I've been finding it just helpful to just watch the videos. So I'll continue doing that. And the videos will never disappear. They'll always be there. They're not going away. So I don't have to worry about, rushing along and worry about sometime not being able to access it or anything. It'll always be there. So it'll be waiting for me. But winter will be my time to just really, what am I going to do? I'm going to sit around, and I'm not going to be outside a lot. We'll probably have to take a few hours every week to go to the gym because, we're not going to be outside walking in the cold. That is for sure. That I'm not a cold weather outdoor walker person. There are people who do, but that's not me. So, every time we go to the gym, it takes us at least 2 hours, if not more, every time we go to the gym. Because, the gym is a little ways away, between 15 minutes and 20 minutes, depending on traffic. And then we're at the gym well over an hour, because Dale likes to be on the treadmill for an hour. I don't know why. I wish I could tell him, no, that's too long. Don't be on the treadmill for an hour. And then if we wanted to do any other things, like any of the machines, any of the strength training, weight stuff, I mean, we can be at the gym for an hour and a half. And then what happens? We usually have lunch and blah, blah, blah. And so, 3 hours later, that's how that goes. But still, I think I'll still have plenty of time to do other things in the winter. Right? And it gets dark early. What are we going to do? And it's funny. Last night, Dale asked me, he said, so what are we going to do tonight? And I'm like, same thing we do every night? He goes, oh, just sit around and stare at each other? And I'm like, okay. Well, you know, I diamond paint. I watch videos. You watch videos. So that's probably what we'll do. That's kind of what we do every night, you know. We don't really go anywhere or, you know, don't have any plans to do other things. There's no TV to watch, I don't think. Oh man, those just went boop everywhere. I don't think our Chicago shows have new episodes. Get off me. I could be wrong. We'll have to check that out. But if they don't, they will. And so we'll be spending at least one night a week just, you know, watching the Chicago shows. So it's funny. As we were sitting here in the office last night, doing what we normally do, me diamond painting, watching a video with my headphones in, right? So I can't really hear what he's saying. If he wants me to hear something, he's got to get my attention, you know? He wanted me to watch some funny video, and he's like, hey, I'm like, okay, wait, hang on. I got to stop my video, you know, pause it, take my headphones off because I can't hear what you're talking about over there. And then he goes, what's this about? Crazy cat. And I'm like, oh yeah. Uh-huh. For some reason, I decided to turn my little video clip. I mean, I just recorded this silly cat. And I just decided to just take it just like it was and just turn it into a little short. And he found it. He was watching it, and I was laughing. I was like, really? It came up for you? And he goes, yeah, sure did. He's like, looks like it's doing good. And I was like, well, it's only got like 150 views or something. He goes, well, you just put it out a few hours ago. And I'm like, that's true. Last time I looked, it was up to 850 views, you guys. And it's just the silly cat drinking the flower water, you know, nothing special. I didn't like people that do shorts and like TikTok things and whatnot. I mean, these are like productions for them, you know. I don't have time to do little short things and turn them into something fantastic. I mean, they have like little sayings. People are talking, not them, but other people, and they're like dubbing over, like they're saying it, and you know, they do all kinds of things. I don't know. They come up with some cute ideas. I'm just like, hey, you know what? The cat's drinking the water out of the flowers. That's funny. Let's put it out as a video. And I didn't change it. I didn't do anything to it. It's just what it is. But I've done a few, you know, and that's how I normally do them. It's just like I just recorded something that I thought I would just put on my channel, you know, in a crafty vlog or something someday. And I'm like, yeah, it's short enough, short little clip. Yeah, let's throw it out there. But it was funny. He found it. He was watching it. I was like, okay, well, now we know. All right. Is that all the hearts? I think that's all the hearts. I think I'm going to do the alien next. It was Jess. Jess on Saturday night, we were talking about this painting because she's doing the same one. And she was talking about the fairy dust that she likes. And there's two blues. She was talking about one of the blues. And what did she call it? A dot on a toilet is the symbol. Dot on a toilet. And I was like, okay, I've never thought to call it a dot on a toilet. To me, it looks like a ball in a box or something. I don't know. It's just a corner. It's a corner with a dot. Who put baby in the corner? That's what I'm going to call it. Baby in the corner. I just came up with that. I'm so smart. No, I'm not. Oh, gosh. Anyhow. Yeah, I got that symbol and I got the alien. I'll always call that the alien. People like to call it, you know, TV antenna, you know, the bunny ear or something, but it's an alien, you know. And I don't have names for all of my symbols for sure. I don't name them all. Just ones that seem very obvious to me, you know. I'd never had a name for putting baby in a corner. Until now. Now that's never going to get out of my head. You know that, right? It'll never leave my head. Just like when somebody called the two squiggly lines bacon. I'd never called it bacon before, and I do now. Oh, dog's barking. What's the dog barking at? Like she's barking. Now I can't help but call it bacon. I heard somebody say it once, and it shall forever now be bacon, right? Yeah. Like there's this one symbol here, I would not even know what to call it. It has no name. Oh my goodness. Let me go see what this dog is barking at and make her hush her face. Hang on. Well, that was all my fault, I guess. They were in the kennel still. I put them in there when we headed out to go to lunch, and guess I never ever let them out. So they were kind of letting me know they wanted out. Let us out. Let us out. Whoops. They've been in there for a little while. It's okay. I mean, they've been in there for longer. You know, I used to work all day long, and they would be in the kennel all day long while I was at work. So, I mean, she was clearly letting me know there was something going on. She wanted something. She wanted out of the kennel. This morning, I was taking a shower, and Dale wasn't here, so I lock all the doors. You know, it's just one of those things. I lock all the doors. I'm taking a shower. And I heard something. I heard like rumble, crash, something. And I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's going on? Is there somebody here? What's happening? I don't know. And that's all I heard. It's like this one loud boom noise. And I was like, okay. So I was almost done with my shower. I get out and I get dried off and I get in my big fuzzy robe, you know, for protection. Got my robe for protection. And I head out to the living room and I'm like, I don't see anything. I see nothing. I don't see anything out of place. I thought, okay, maybe it was just one of the big trucks going down the road or something, you know? Well, when Dale pops back in, he goes, oh, I see that the chair blew over or the cats knocked the chair over again. And I was like, ding, ding, ding. That's what it was. Okay, they knocked over the chair. Well, and in their defense, they may not have knocked it over. It may have been the wind because we have those spinny chairs out there on the deck. It's that windy today. I looked out there at one point because I heard noise, and it was one of the chairs just going woo, 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 round and around it went. And I was like, whoa, you're going to spin yourself right over. So I took the two chairs and I moved them closer to each other. I butted them up next to each other. So if one tried to spin, it would hit the other one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, it's that windy. I mean, it is quite windy out there today. But anyhow, that was what it was. My big invasion, my big, you know, thing to worry about while I was taking a shower was a chair blowing over on our deck. Okay. I mean, you never know. You never know. There's certain things that will creep me out a little bit. Just living out here in the country, I don't know why it is, but here's one of those weird things, okay? Dale likes to open up the curtains in the bedroom. Like, he gets up, he opens up the curtains, he's letting all the sun in, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't mind. Except when I go to bed at night, because I always go to bed before him. So, you know, I'm going to go into the bedroom. I'm going to change. I'm going to get in my pajamas. I'm going to be, you know, naked. You know what I mean? I can't do it with the curtain open. I can't. I have this weird thing about being in there, undressing and whatnot with the curtain open. Why? I don't know. Is there anybody in my backyard? Is there anybody back there that could possibly see me? I would think not. I mean, you know, chicken, raccoon. I mean, come on. What's back there? Nothing. But I'm just thinking, there could be somebody looking in that window. And honestly, most of our other windows don't ever have a curtain that closes. They don't. The windows in the living room, they have a curtain, but they're just tied back, to the side. Never close them. They're always wide open. All the curtains in the living room, the curtains in the kitchen, never closed, wide open. The one in the office, I will close that one sometimes. If I'm sitting in here in the dark and I just don't want people going down the road to see me sitting in the office, I'll close the curtain. But, the window to out back, to the woods, why? It's irrational. It makes no sense. But I'm just like, I can't have it open when I'm in there at night. I can have it open during the day because, I could see out there during the day. I could see if there were people out there lurking in the backyard or in the backwoods or wherever. I could tell during the day, but at night, you just don't know. You have to close the curtain. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. What can I say? What can I say? Yeah, taking a shower with him not here, everything has to be on lockdown for sure. That's another thing. Yeah, it has to be on lockdown. Oh boy. I mean, but yeah, then I'll turn around and I'll go to Walmart and leave the house completely unlocked while I'm gone. Okay, well, just it makes no sense. Sometimes the brain is totally irrational. You know what I'm saying? Totally irrational, but that's the way it is. Okay, well, I rambled about weird stuff today, huh? I don't know where all that came from, but just weird things. So if you didn't see the little short with the cat drinking the sunflower water, check it out. It's interesting. It gets a little repetitive and a little boring. I sing at the end. Probably nobody ever hears that. They probably don't get to the end, but I've made up a song. Yeah, you don't want to miss that. I made up a song. Another video. Let me just bring to your attention a highlight. A new company, right? Beach City Boutique and the Lori Prindle. Oh my goodness, you guys. Yeah, Lori Prindle, she reached out to me one day and she's like, hey, how you been doing? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I have something I'd like to, share with you. I have a new company I'm working with, license my art, and they would like to send you one of my paintings for you to open, unbox, and show. And I was like, yeah, okay. I had never heard of Beach City Boutique before. So that was new to me. They have some nice paintings for sure. They have some beautiful artwork. I started following them on Instagram, and they'll do like, hey, new painting just became available, and she'll post pictures of the new painting and stuff. They got beautiful, beautiful stuff, you guys. So if you did not check out that video, check it out. I love, love, love the painting. It is so pretty. Now, it's very different. It's got some interesting features like no symbols on the side of the canvas. That little printed edge. It's very interesting, but check it out. See what you think. Okay, this is that's the drill I tried to take off. I thought I got it out of there. It had tabs. Get off. Now, I'll see why it came back. It's on my finger. Get off. Leave me. Okay, thank you. Wow. Okay. Sometimes the static, folks, the static, it's real. So I would like to really put some drills on that one and see how it goes. Of course, then it would become a WIP. I'm trying not to have any more WIPs. But, sometimes it's worth it. Real quick, let me talk to you about November. I put a video out on Tuesday for November. If you are a gnomie, get some gnome things out. You can do a big painting. You could do small ones. I'm going to do some special drill project stuff too. Just work on gnomes, you guys. Just work on gnomes. And then post your pictures of what you're working on or things you finished. Just post them in my Facebook group, Diamond Moments and Crafts. And we're going to do prizes. Brenda and I, Brenda Mama B. We're going to do some prizes. I have some things to give away for sure. I have some gnome diamond paintings to give away. Brenda's going to donate some gift cards from Bees Gems Crafted. And, we're going to have a good time working on things that are gnome. I don't have a size requirement. I don't have anything like that. Just work on gnomes, okay? And have fun with it. How much simpler can that be? How laid back can we make that, right? So there you have it. I hope you join along. If you have something gnomey you can work on, pull it out and work on it. If you don't, well, how come? No, I'm not kidding. Even Brenda doesn't have anything gnomes. She says, I'm just not into gnomes. But yeah, she's, sponsoring and participating as an organizer of the event. So, you have that. Anyhow, let's see. I guess I'm gonna do baby in a corner here. Don't put baby in the corner, but here she comes. She's coming out because she don't want to be in her corner, right? Here she is. Or Dot on a toilet. Okay, all right. Never ever would have thought that in a million years. So look forward to that. It's right around the corner. Right around the corner. And my other thought kind of was, I will probably, in all likelihood, work on some of those small things out in the kitchen on the kitchen table and leave this in here on my table. So in theory, it's a good theory, I could come in here and continue working on this from time to time because I do want to finish it. Now, do I think I'll finish it in November? No, because I've been working on it, most of October. Well, I did get a slow start. I was missing a week at the front because I was finishing Chuck. And there's been several days I haven't worked on it because, life is busy. So I don't know how much time I've actually worked on it, but, I would like to finish it. It is beautiful. I just sat down last night to work on it. And before I even turned on my light pad, I looked at this one section. And I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can. This section right in here. Can you see that? Let me see. Can you see that? Yes, you can. I looked at this section and I was like, oh my, that's gorgeous. With no light pad on. Because it's got ABs in here. It's got ABs up here. It's got ABs here. It's got fairy dust. It's got fairy dust. It's just so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm just like, that's really, really gorgeous. This white is a fairy dust. I'm like, wow, that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So it's only getting better. It's only getting better. The more I do, the prettier it gets. So really, every single one of those just fell right out of my pen. How did that happen? So I would definitely like, okay, we're going to have to do a refresh of our mud here because it's not even sticking at all. It is not holding the drills at all. Right now, just to get through it, I'm just going to poke it a little bit, zhuzh it around with my tweezers, but I definitely need more in here, that's for sure. Yeah, so it's beautiful. All I got is beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I will just say, Captured by Radiance is getting beautiful, beautiful paintings. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous paintings. You know, you don't want to miss out because they got just gorgeous stuff. Yeah, this is romance art. That's what I thought. Romance art just has gorgeous, gorgeous stuff, you guys. And they're getting more and more and more of romance art. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss out. Okay? If you have not ever tried a Captured by Radiance, I urge you to go check it out. You can even use my code. I have a code. You'd have to look it up. I always forget what it is. I always forget. I have it written down. DM23. No, that's not right. Look at one of my Captured by Radiance videos. Look underneath in the description box, and hopefully it's there. YouTube's been playing games with me though. Like you can do things in your description box two ways. You can have presets, okay? Things that are preset that are always there in every video. You go in to your YouTube studio and you can put them in a description box and they stay there forever. Then when I do like a separate video that I want to add links to, then I can go into that video and edit and add links. Well, I've been doing that, and then I go back and I'll be like, where's my links that I put in there? Like they just disappeared. They were there and then they were gone. And I'm like, what? Why is that happening? Why is that happening? Why are they disappearing? So if I ever tell you that something will be linked in the description box and you go look for it and it's not there, please feel free to comment or message or something that the links aren't there so I can go do it again, because I really am doing it. I promise. I promise I am doing it. But they're just like disappearing. I don't know why. All right. I think I'm done chit-chatting with you for a while. And I think I'm going to let you go. Got to edit and upload this and all that fun stuff. Got book live tonight. Oh, goodness. We're getting close to finishing that book. We're getting close. Iron Flame. I'm telling you, it just seems like it is taking forever. It's not a bad book. It's not, I like it. It's just, it's taken forever. And it seems like there are definitely parts that are just like, all right, already, can we just get to the action here? Because, man, it's just taken forever. So I guess, some people like that, all the build up and the backstories and the building of the story. But I'm just like, okay, I got it. I'm ready. Can we move on? I'm ready to move on. Can this book be done? I'm just ready for it to be done. So after tonight, we'll have, I think, 2 more weeks of reading and discussing, and we will be moving on. Whew, I'm ready for something different. That's all I can say. All right, I'm going to let you guys go now. I'm just about finished with getting baby out of the corner here, and we're going to go put the dot on the toilet. I think I got one more right there. Okay, now baby's back in her corner and we're ready to move on. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I'll see you guys soon. Do those things like, subscribe if you're new here. Hit the like button. Share. Check out memberships. Buy me a coffee or do me a super thanks or whatever you got. Everything you do is helpful. And I appreciate it. All right. I will talk to everybody soon. Bye, you guys.